Hi everybody, Caitlyn back on the YouTube. Thank you all you people for subscribing. It's actually very exciting. We're getting more and more people all the time. We're trying to do fun shows for you, and today's something a little bit different. It's in the voice box with Caitlyn Jenner. If there is one thing that, oh my God, even scares me, is my voice. I mean, all trans people have the exact same problem. Even if you get on estrogen and all these types of things, your voice box does not change. A male voice box is kind of considered a mature voice box, and it's not going to go back. To be honest with you, even when I see myself on camera and I hear my voice, it goes, it kind of scares me. So today I thought, you know what? I want to invite a voice therapist over, and who deals with a lot of this type of stuff. And who knows, there just might be some things that we can do to try to make the voice a little bit better, a little more feminine, So anyway, we're setting up over here. Chris is here. We're setting up to do an interview with her. And hey, you never know. Might find out something that, might help, might work. So let's get this thing going. She's at the front door. Da-da-da-da-da. My God, when you come in, I want to change my voice. But anyway,
beautiful. Hello.
Erin, well, thank you.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. And your last name?
Gatellis.
Erin Gatellis. That's Erin Gatellis, voice therapist. Erin, you're a voice therapist. Do you work a lot with trans people?
I do. Mostly voice feminization clients.
And that is, in the community, it's a big issue.
Yeah.
I know for me, it was a very big issue. I thought, one, I'm too tall, 6'2". The good news is, with age, I'm only 6'1" now. I'm going
it's
to
working for you.
At about 90 years old, I'll be perfect. I'll be about 5'11". Yeah, so I'm slowly getting there. But the other thing really was my voice. Mm-hmm. I thought, I just can't do it. I remember, ordering room service at a hotel room, and I'm sitting there and going, okay, I wonder if I can change my voice enough that I can get, okay, ma'am, we'll bring it out. Never, ever worked. I never got it. I tried everything. Pitches, this, that. And eventually it came to the point that probably my voice is the least important. I mean, I have to do this for myself and, deal with the voice the best I possibly can. But I've seen apps for it. Mm-hmm. I've had friends that have had surgery, pitch surgery. But I thought, especially for older people, I don't think that's the answers.
Right.
Is when you're young, you're 18, 19, 20, that might work. Mm-hmm. But, there's not much I can do about that. So tell me a little bit about, as far as the trans community, what their concerns are, and what you can do.
Okay. Well, you hit it on the head with the phone. That's the biggest thing, because that's the only thing people have of you is your voice over the phone. So that's when I ask, what is your main goal? Most people say to pass, quote unquote, over the phone. And then safety is another issue and things like that. I think the biggest thing that people get confused about is the pitch and how high they need to go. It's a lot lower than you think, because most people see...
You think a Cher.
Yeah.
Or somebody like that, that really does, females that have pretty deep voices.
Right. But even with the singing and stuff like that, they've got such a range of pitches. Right. So most people hear that your pitch is supposed to be around 220 hertz on average, and they want to make that the baseline. So then you're in falsetto most of the time, and it sounds so unnatural, and really, your pitch is only raising that baseline up to about 170, 180, and then all the different colors is what makes it sound a little bit more perceptibly feminine. And then the other elements are just moving those upward glides or connecting all of your sounds together versus it being staccato, and then the resonance, bringing the sound a little bit forward, which we play around with the tongue a lot. And it really makes it sound really pretty and natural.
I've had some friends, I have one in particular, who she transitioned about the same time I did. And actually her voice, she didn't have anything done, she just worked on it. Mm-hmm. And her voice is really pretty good. She's also, I fly airplanes. And she's also got a plane. And she always gets mad. But anyway, so kind of where do you start?
You start with whatever the client's strengths are typically. Some people are able to hit those pitches really easily. Some people really can get that sound forward easily. And the ones that struggle with that, then we work on different characteristics of the voice, like connecting your sounds together. So you're elongating vowels instead of hello, hello. You know, it's just a second longer.
Why do women speak differently than men?
That I don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know.
You've never been asked that question before? No, I was wondering, not just pitch.
Right, I mean, pitch we can answer.
Pitch, there's an answer. Supposedly the male
Resonance.
vocal cords are mature vocal cords. You know, testosterone does that to you. You know,
Testosterone, they
but
move slower.
still, the way men and women speak is really quite different.
The patterns, is that environmental or is that something?
Yeah, is it? Yeah, it's really actually kind of interesting. And so, okay, well, I've seen apps that you can get, like pitch apps or whatever it is, and you got to kind of play with it, and you can talk into your phone. I got one time, and I'm playing with it. I said, I can't do this. Yeah.
Well, that's hard too, because then you're trying to figure it out on your own, what sounds natural. And again, most people try to go way too high without thinking of those other elements. Like when you think of resonance and you hold an E, and then you go back to an ah, you can feel the sound move back, right? You can feel, and then notice where your tongue is in that E spot, E. It's right up here between these two rows of teeth, and it makes your mouth a little bit smaller, so it's going to naturally push that sound forward and stop it from falling into the chest area.
Am I at a big disadvantage because I didn't even transition till I was 65 years old?
Not a big disadvantage. It's more about your vocal health, and it's all muscle memory, just like going to the gym. So is it a little bit more difficult than a 20-year-old? Yeah, because you think of muscles and whatever. But listening to your voice, you have these beautiful upward glides already, and the pitch is right where it needs to be. There's just like a little bit that falls sometimes. But no, there's...
Actually, the last 2 days, I did this. A friend of mine had a sitcom and wanted me to play a part in it. And I play this trans girl, but I was so over the top. And I actually really had fun doing it because I really played, you know, I'm just going as big as I can possibly do with this character and everything. And I kind of thought after it, I said, well, yeah, you pushed yourself vocally to do something like that. Most of the time, I don't care, I just do it. And then if I see it on TV or playback, I go, oh my God, that voice, yeah.
But that's everybody's reaction to their voice. Nobody likes their voice. And that's what's so hard too, is like, we sound so different in our head than when we hear it in playback. So no, I'm always like, you know, the goal needs to be, you hear it and you're like, man, okay, I can live with it. You know, versus like, I love it. It just needs to make you feel confident, whether you change it, whether you don't change it. It doesn't matter. How do you feel? But there are just so many different tricks you can do that aren't as daunting as thinking, oh my God, I have to get so high and got to get it out of my chest. And you know, you can do
Give me some tricks.
All right, you want it? Right, you'll pack it with your name on it, the whole thing.
God,
I know, I came all prepared. Okay. So I don't even think we'll need to bring out the pitch app because that's like a lot. We start with the M sound because that's a closed sound, so it's healthier to play versus like an ah with new pitches, okay? So I want you to glide from as low as you can go to as high as you can go on an M where it's
You know, I have sung on stage.
Yes.
So I feel like I have relatively okay control of my voice, you know?
Good.
Yeah, sometimes. So, okay, we're starting where now? With an M.
With an M, so that would be page 13. This is just where it says we're finding our new pitches. So it's about manipulating.
The deeper voice is deeper.
Deeper, yeah.
Yes, the higher the voices are more forward in your mouth.
Well, not even pitch. This is just with resonance. Like if you say eat.
Yeah.
And then art.
Eat. Art. Oh yeah.
So you
actually.
feel it go back.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is
art.
Think eat, but say art. I know it's weird, but your body
actually,
follows.
that's actually a good little trick.
I
never thought of it that way.
So keep your tongue in the same place. Eat art and move it as little as possible.
Eat art. Art.
Yeah.
Art.
Now relax the eyebrows and your whole life.
Wait a second. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see where that that tone is resonating from.
And that R sound, you pull your tongue back typically for that R, and if you keep it flat and more forward, R, it'll give that smooth sound that you just got. R.
Yeah, you actually got to think about it. But things like that, you do enough that because I've known some trans girls, especially and their voice sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did nothing. I would ask them. Actually, when I was here, I remember the first dinner I had with all the girls that I did the show I Am Kate with. And I had not been out publicly yet.
Okay.
Vanity Fair hadn't even been out yet. And we were having dinner here, and it was the first time I was ever in a group of all trans girls, and we're talking, and this is like the coolest night of my life. And so I went around the table and I said, well, what about voice? Because that's so important for male to female. And, some of them said, I took training and I took it really seriously and on, and then the voices were pretty good. And I came around to Shandy, who was in the show, who really has never done anything to her voice besides just controlling her voice. And she goes to me, you know what? I kind of like my voice. And I went, that's the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the answer, And, she's great, but that's kind of how you feel. But that's interesting. Okay, so if I'm not back here, I'm right here.
So think tongue in the E spot, or even when you hold the M, the tongue is where you want it. Yeah.
Actually, it is.
Yeah.
Mad. Make. Map. Mask. Yeah, it's just thinking about where it's coming from.
Right. In the position of the tongue, and then after you get comfortable with those one words, we add in a little bit of movement in there and make these little hills, like machine, manners.
Do men go in saying a word kind of pitch down and women go pitch up?
So males will typically emphasize with loudness or more of a downward glide. Let's go. So those are like, let's go. Where the more stereotypical female voice will say, let's go. So you're not emphasizing.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's like a go.
Yeah, it's
one syllable into 25. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. And then you want to make sure it doesn't fall in that O at the end, so you just stop it. Let's go. Done.
That's interesting. I think at some point, it becomes just very natural. I've noticed a lot of friends of mine who had nothing done but just worked on their voice. They really don't go out of it too often.
Right.
Yeah, it's always kind of amazing. They don't fall back. And they speak quite well. And then all of a sudden, they'll have fun with it. And, hey, man, come on, And you go, whoa, it's still there.
It's still there. And that's the great thing about not doing the surgery is that you still have your full range.
Yeah, you're still
it's all
full
there.
range. Yeah. Magazine.
Good. The gazine was great. Think for when you go into the ma, you're going to go up in pitch just a little bit. Think up.
Magazine.
Yeah, magazine.
Magazine.
Good. Now go up on that a. Ma. Just give me a ma. Ma.
Mag.
Yes, that's where you want to go.
Mag.
And you can start the M a little lower if you want. Ma. Just want it nice and buzzy in the front.
Hold on.
You got it. You got this. Go for it.
Clear that voice.
That works.
Magazine.
Good. And you don't have to go so high with the G.
Magazine.
So then we're in a little bit of the falsetto, so we want to bring down magazine. Try that.
I did go a little. Yeah. You notice that?
Got you. I got
good.
you.
You got my back, babe.
I do.
Magazine.
So try go.
Magazine.
Yes, that's better. That's
magazine.
Good.
Magazine.
So the maga was great, and then the zine, because you did it in a natural pattern that last time, magazine. That's how you would say it. First we kind of do it this way because it's easier to feel the same pitch on each side. But the way you did it, just watch the zine on the end. Magazine. Zine. Keep it in the E spot with that tongue.
Magazine.
Yeah.
Magazine. My name is Caitlyn.
Good. Yes.
My name is Caitlyn. You got to think of being here. Not up there.
Right.
Not down here. It's got to be there.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. And then you do, my name is Caitlyn, and you learn how to glide it down so it comes down forward. Caitlyn, and that E spot still where you bite the sides of your tongue, basically.
The E spot right
Yeah,
there.
it's an important spot.
My name is Caitlyn.
Yeah. Just the my. Go up on that. My name is Caitlyn.
My name is Caitlyn.
Yes!
There are some apps out there. What apps are out there that you can? I've seen you can actually talking to them and they will tell you your pitch.
Your
range.
pitch, right. So Voice Tools is a free one and it's pretty good. I like Voice Analyst.
All right, I just put Voice Analyst on my phone. Actually, this thing's pretty cool. We were just playing with it. All right, so let's, now my residence is between, or my pitch is between, what would you have it at, 170 and 300?
And 300.
Well, let's check 300.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, there it is. It's up at 300. And 170 is down here. Okay, let's see if we can get this down.
So you can glide a little.
Yeah, that's just a little bit below. Okay.
Right there.
So that's about where I want to be, right up there.
Right there. That would be your base.
That would be my base.
Starting
pitch.
for.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming out.
Thank you so much for having
me. It was a pleasure.
So fun.
Actually, learned a lot. We can do, make some differences with your voice. And it's about being the best you possibly can be with what you got, what God gave you. But anyway, thank you for coming out.
Thank you so much.
It gives me reading material. Thank you for watching this edition of my YouTube channel. Subscribe. We got more fun stuff coming up. Thanks for watching.